Hi everyone, so I've got a review for you tonight. It's on Haunting Violet by Alyxandra Harvey, and this was sent to me by Bloomsbury at the end of last week. I read it over the past few days, even though I have countless other books that I need to read. And I enjoyed this book, I did. It was entertaining and it was a good solid read. I'd give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Yeah, so it concerns this lassie named Violet. I should say it's set in the late Victorian era. 1874, I believe, is the year. 1872, my bad. And Violet is 16, and for many years now she has been unwittingly helping her mother, who is a fraudulent medium. This was in the age where spiritualism was all the rage, and people were very into the idea of communicating with the dead and contacting the spirits of loved ones. And her mum is milking this for all it's worth and pretending to have these powers, even though it's all bullshit, and is, getting money out of, families that are grieving and bereaved widows and whatnot, and holding, large seance parties and stuff, and she's got tons of tricks and little things going on to make it look like she's communicating with the dead, but nothing's really happening. And it's all fake, and she's been slowly building up a reputation, and they've been getting money, and she's always threatened Violet that if she doesn't help her out in all of this, then she's going to boot her out of the house, and Violet will have to go and find work at the workhouse or something like that. So, yeah, there's always been this threat of complete poverty and that hanging over Violet's head. And they've got a handyman named Colin, and he helps out too. He started helping them when he was 12, and he's 18. And he's very, very close with Violet. And, yeah, he doesn't like it either. And Violet, as a result of her upbringing and what her mum does for a career, doesn't believe in spirits at all. And very soon discovers, though, that perhaps spirits might believe in her, and that the dead may in fact be needing her assistance for some things, including solving a murder mystery. So yeah, that stuff going down in the book. And yeah, I think I wouldn't rush to call this a paranormal romance, because I don't think it really fits that genre, I guess, that umbrella. But there is romance in there, I will reassure you. There's quite a cute, amiable little love story going on, and it's just very nice and sweet. And it's between two really likeable characters, so that's good. But yeah, this is probably more so murder mystery, ghost story kind of thing going on. And the character of Violet I found quite likeable. She's a reader. I know that often people complain that, especially female protagonists claiming that they love to read and they love books is like a trait of a Mary Sue, because it's just often an offhand comment that never gets, you never get any substantial evidence to back it up, and it's just made to make it seem like the heroine has all this depth and is intellectual and whatnot. But thankfully with Violet we do actually see her read, and we hear about her love of books all the time. She saves up her money to go buy books and stuff. So she is a reader in the genuine sense, which is nice. And her character voice, her narrative voice, was very strong throughout the book. And yeah, I felt like I could hear her speaking to me, and that was really good. It's really indefinable, for me at least, to describe how and when you can feel like you've hooked into a character voice, when the author's got it right and when you can make that connection. But for whatever reason, I felt like I was listening to Violet tell this story, so that was good. Yeah, in terms of it being like a kind of costume drama, for lack of a better term, it was kind of, for the most part, played quite surface level, I suppose. There was nothing really there featured in terms of the social setting and that we haven't encountered in that kind of thing before. But I mean, it was all very solidly done, and I think the tone of everything was completely consistent throughout the book, which was good. So even though we didn't get to delve into things as much as you would like, and I guess because I've been reading books that are probably aimed at maybe a slightly older age range within YA, so this isn't middle grade, I wouldn't say, but I think it's probably more suited towards younger teens, so like 13, 14-ish would more be the age bracket I'd aim it at. But I guess I've become more accustomed to reading about this time period and seeing the underbelly of it in a more darker, grittier light, I guess, and certain things are alluded to in the book, but I mean it's all very quite tame and, you know, very PG. So I mean I can't say I was necessarily disappointed by that. It was just a nice clean read, I guess. So yeah, if you don't like anything too racy, it's a good book. What am I gonna say? The murder mystery aspect of it was quite good. I mean, the tension was maintained fairly well. I mean, I sort of suspected things, and some bits were a bit tried and predictable in their own way. And kind of the red herrings that were thrown were sort of obvious, I guess. But I mean, I was still very curious throughout to see what was going to come of it and stuff. There was an issue sometimes with pacing, in that things felt like they were slightly going in circles at times, and we were going back to the same point, and everything would slow down when you felt, if you weren't going to take, you know, those moments of calm to explore new avenues, then what was the point? It should have just been moving forward. So yeah, there were issues of things circling back on one another continually, which also got to be annoying, I guess, and obvious towards the end, because you were wanting a conclusion rather than waiting again and again and again to reach something. So pacing was, I think, probably my main issue with the book. But I mean, it was still perfectly enjoyable, and I am glad I read it. I do wish that it had been around when I was, you know, in my teens, when I was younger. I think I really would have enjoyed it then. It's a shame there's lots of titles out lately that I wish my younger self could have read, and that they'd been available, but I mean, I'm still glad to read them today. I do recommend this. It's a solid read. And yeah, and the cover's very pretty. So yeah, 3.5 stars for Haunting Violet by Alyxandra Harvey.